Hello ladies and gentlemen, Scared204 here bringing you another Minecraft Modern Warfare aircraft tutorial. In this tutorial we'll be going ahead and building the Ka-50. The Ka-50 Black Shark is a Soviet/Russian single-seat attack helicopter with distinctive coaxial rotor system for the Kamov design bureau. It was designed in the 1980s and adopted for service in the Russian Army in 1995. The Ka-50 is manufactured by the Progress Company in Arshinev and is used as a heavily armored scout helicopter, and is notable for having a rescue ejection system, which is very rare for helicopters. The later version of this design is the Ka-52 Alligator, which is more commonly used and has been more widely produced than the Ka-50. The Ka-50 has only had 18 and 19 units built, while the Ka-52 has 196 plus. So this was definitely kind of the prototype for the modern attack helicopter of the Russian Air Force, but the obviously tandem two-seat version Ka-52 is widely more accepted and implemented and stuff like that, which makes sense. Definitely benefits from having two crew members rather than just the one. And that is the main difference between this helicopter really and the Ka-52 is going to be that difference in width and the amount of crew or pilots it can hold. So very cool helicopter and should make an awesome addition to any of your Modern Warfare worlds as a main kind of Soviet frontline attack helicopter. I think it's a really cool build and really cool and different from our other ones because it's done up in an entirely black color scheme. Now there are versions of the Ka-50 that were camouflaged and all that stuff, but it seems a lot of the show models or a lot of the depictions do show it in a entirely black color scheme, which I think looks cool and definitely makes it more unique on our line of vehicles. So before we go and jump in and take a look at the build, I do want to go ahead and give a big thanks to Derek Frost Westbrook for commissioning this build. If you guys are interested in commissioning a build for yourself, definitely feel free to reach out to me through my Discord server or through my email, which is scared2by4@gmail.com. There we can discuss pricing and all that stuff. So definitely a really cool benefit to take advantage of if you really have a vehicle you want to see and you don't want to wait. So definitely feel free to reach out to me on those and we can get you hooked up with a commission. But with that, let's go and take a look here at the Ka-50. So a lot of good detail in this helicopter. It's again really cool. The dark color scheme kind of blends a little bit of the details into it, but I think it looks really cool still. We have the front nose here, which has all the avionics, as well as your little rod here on the front. Then you have the cockpit, which again, really small here compared to that of the Alligator. Again, this is just the single seat version. We have our coaxial rotor system, which is really cool. I love this on Russian helicopters, and they're really one of the only militaries really doing this design. I think it's super cool. I don't know the exact benefits between this system and just the standard helicopter, system with the rotor on the tail, but I think it's really cool still, and it's just a really awesome design that they have. Then we have our hard points and our wing here, which has the rocket pods and as well as some guided anti-vehicle rockets as well. Then we have the engines here on the side, obviously with the exhausts, a lot of good detail all the way along the side here in the fuselage. Then we have our vertical and horizontal stabilizers all the way on the back here, and that's pretty much the helicopter. Now we do have a landed version, which you can see down here, and then a in-flight version, which is also above here. So you'll have both versions like this available in the tutorial. So if you are wanting to build a landed or in-flight version, you will have those accessible. And we also do have the 30mm cannon, which I did forget to mention, is located on the side here of the cockpit. So the pretty cool helicopter and should be an awesome addition to your worlds. With that though, we'll go ahead and move into our tutorial, but beginning with our first layer. Alright guys, so going ahead and moving into the tutorial here for the Ka-50. What we're going to do to start with is we're going to be going ahead and beginning with our first layer, layer 1. If you're completely new to my tutorials, and especially my aircraft ones, the way these are going to be structured is we're going to be going ahead and doing this layer by layer. So basically each layer of the build we're going to go and build up at a time. We're also going to be doing this helicopter building it at the center line and then the right side, and then it'll be up to you guys to copy the right side over to the left side, so basically just mirror it over that center line. It's pretty straightforward, and this helicopter is for the most part symmetrical besides maybe one or two things, so it's going to make copying it over really easy. And it also is a smaller build, so shouldn't be too bad. In addition, if you do want to build the aircraft landed, we will be going ahead and modifying the aircraft at the end to be the landed version. So we're going to start with the in-flight version and how it will look, and then the landing gear will be modified off of that. So if you are wanting to build the landed version, you will want to make sure that you build this layer one block up from the ground level. So we have this ground level here, obviously to be in the grass. We have the block right there, and then we have the top of this layer. So basically just make sure that you have that block of space between this black concrete block we're going to start with in the ground to make sure that it's going to sit properly when you go back and add the landing gear. Now to start with, obviously we're going to have this black concrete block. We're going to have another brick upside down stair coming off of it, and then an item frame with a black bed horizontal in the item frame. If you're on Java, we can place down a dark oak wood sign on the side of this block. If you're not on Java, unfortunately, you will have to go without the sign. You'll only be able to place down the item frame. After that, behind this black concrete block, we're going to place down a piston that's going to be upside down. Again, if you're not on Java, I'd recommend a polished black stone upside down stair facing that direction like so as an alternative. Then we're going to place down a row of polished black stone top slabs down the center line here of the build. And this here is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12 back. Then we're going to place down 2 dark oak wood trapdoors and then a polished black stone wall here in the very end. We're going to go then place down a dark oak wood trapdoor, come off this last trapdoor here. And then we want to place down a polished black stone top slab coming off the second one here. And so the second to last block. And then we're going to go ahead and go forward from this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So again, in total, you're going to have a total of 11. Then we want to place down a dark oak wood or a wither skeleton skull to the side of this piston. Then a black stained glass pane, and then another wither skeleton skull just like that to both sides of that stair. After that's done, we want to go ahead and go to our second to last polished black stone top slab here. We're going to build 1, 2, 3 blocks out to the side. We're going to place down a dark prismarine top slab, then 2 more top slabs forward, so you have a total of 3. We then want to go ahead and place down a zombie head. That's going to be on the ends here of this of these top slabs. Another top slab here in the center. And then we want to place down a dark oak wood fence gate to the sides there of the slabs. After that's done, we're going to place down a row of 3 of dark prismarine top slabs and a zombie head again on both sides. And we're also going to place down a zombie head here on the side of these dark oak wood fence gates as well. And that's going to be it for the armament, and we can go ahead and delete any blocks we place there. Actually, we do want to go ahead and also place down some dark oak wood signs. They're going to be on the sides here of these slabs. So just make sure those get added on to both sides. After that's all done though, that's going to wrap up everything we have for that. This is what it's going to look like from basically the top down view. And you'll again take what we did on the right side and flip it over to the left side to go ahead and create this design here. With that though, that's going to wrap up everything we have for layer 1. Let's move on to layer number 2. Moving into our next layer, we have layer number 2. For layer 2 to start with, we're going to go ahead and begin with by placing down a black concrete block on top of this nether brick upside down stair. And then we're going to place down a polished black stone upside down stair coming off like that going forward. We're going to go ahead and go back from the black concrete block with a row all the way down the center line. That's going to end on top of this polished black stone wall for a total of 17 back from that first one. So again, we have our 17 blocks ending on top of this wall right here. We're going to go ahead and then place down 3 polished black stone top slabs, a dark oak wood trapdoor, and another top slab like that. Once that's all finished there, we're going to place down 2 more top slabs here to the sides, and then 1, 2 black concrete like that, 2 polished black stone walls, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13 black concrete forward. We're going to place down another polished black stone wall here, and on the front, we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves a item frame, place down an item frame on the side of this wall here. And we want to go and then place down a light gray concrete block in the item frame and a dark oak wood sign on the side of it, again if you're on Java. We're also going to place down a wither skeleton skull to both sides of this polished black stone upside down stair. Once that's all done there, we're going to go 1, 2, 3 to your 4th block back. We're going to place down a trapdoor there to the side. We then want to place down 2 black stained glass panes, a polished black stone wall, and then 2 black concrete, another polished black stone wall, and 3 black stained glass panes back. Once that's all done, we're going to place down 2 polished black stone stairs upside down back to back. They're going to be coming off the side here of these walls like that. And we're also going to place down a black stained glass pane that's going to be coming off this section right here. Once that's all done there, we're going to go ahead and then move over into our armaments here. So for our armaments, to go ahead and get started with this, we want to go ahead and place down a row of 3 of mossy cobblestone. So 1, 2, 3. And then a dark oak wood sign on both ends. We then want to go ahead and take our dark oak wood trapdoors or fence gates, and we're going to place down a row of 3 again to both sides there. And then on the ends here of these fence gates, we're going to place down zombie heads just like that. After that's done, we're going to go and grab ourselves some polished andesite, and we're going to build a row of polished andesite on the inside here. 1, 2, 3, 4, just like that. And we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves some iron trapdoors. We're going to place down an iron trapdoor here on the front and also back here. Now, if you are on Java, we can go ahead and type the command /give @p Minecraft :debug_stick. So this command right here, and press enter will give you this glowing stick. We can left click this trapdoor till we get selected open false. We'll right click this, set this open to true, and it'll sit flat against the side there of those blocks, which really helps us create those missile pods. Unfortunately, there isn't a good alternative except for using oak wood trapdoors if you're non-Java. But again, the iron trapdoors here are the best way to go if you have access to this debug stick. While we're at it, also, we can go ahead and go to this piston down here. We can left click the piston to select it extended. We'll right click this, set this to false, and as you can see, it kind of helps shape the front there. And that's why we have that piston there, and that's why there's the alternative with the stair. Now, once that's all done, continue on. We're going to grab ourselves a dark oak wood trapdoor. We're going to place down a trapdoor on this center fence gate here, and then we're going to place down a top slab of polished blackstone back from it like that. Once you have that all done, this is what it's going to look like from the top down view. Again, taking the right side and transferring over to the left side. So once you have that done, that's going to wrap up everything we have here for that, and we'll be going ahead and moving into our next layer, which is going to be layer number 3. So before we go ahead and move on to our next layer, layer 3, I do want to go ahead and make one quick adjustment. Now, as I mentioned, there are a few sections of this that are asymmetrical, and one of those is actually the 30mm gun that's on the right side of the helicopter. I kind of completely forgot about it, so we're going to go ahead and add that in right now and get that all situated. Now, what we're going to do here is we're going to be going ahead and going to this section here, and we want to go and delete this trapdoor, these 2 glass panes, this wall, these 2 black concrete blocks, and this wall right here. So you should just have these 3 glass panes until you get to those stairs. Now, what we're going to do here is we're going to place down a grindstone that's going to sit like this. Underneath the space in front of the grindstone, we're going to go to this polished blackstone top side. We're going to place down a dark oak wood trapdoor, followed by an anvil, and then a wither skeleton skull coming off the side of the anvil. We're going to place down another grindstone like this, then a polished blackstone top slab, as well as a dark oak wood sign on the side of the grindstone and the slab. And then we're going to go ahead and place down 3 end rods going forward like this for the gun, and then a wither skeleton skull on the tip there. And that's going to create that 30mm gun, which is obviously a very important part to have if you are wanting to build this helicopter. So that is going to be the first asymmetrical bit, so just make sure you transfer that over properly. We will have a little bit more of the gun we're building in the next layer, so we will also be covering that. But again, I do apologize for missing that. Sometimes it does happen, but that right there is what you want, and that is going to complete everything we have here for layer 2. And with that, we'll be now moving on to layer number 3. Moving into our next layer, we have layer number 3. For layer 3 to start with, we're going to place down a polished blackstone slab on the front here, then a end rod, a birchwood fence gate open up toward the end rod, and then a chain coming off that fence gate going forward. If you're on Java, we're going to place down a black concrete, or just a block randomly. It doesn't have to be a black concrete, it could be whatever, coming off the stair here. We're going to go ahead and grab ourselves a lever. We're going to place down a lever, and we're going to go and take our debug stick here. We're going to left click the lever till we get selected face, and it should say wall. We're going to right click this and set this to ceiling. We're going to go and then left click this again until we get selected facing, and rotate this so that it points forward like this away from the helicopter. And that's going to create this front instrument there. Unfortunately, there isn't an alternative for the lever, so if you're on a different version other than Java, you'll have to just disregard it, unfortunately. With that though, going back from this slab, we're going to place down a daylight detector. Make sure you turn that to that night mode. A polished blackstone slab, and then a piston. Again, a substitute here for the piston can be a polished blackstone stair. Behind this piston, we're going to place down 2 black concrete blocks, 2 black stained glass blocks, and then we're going to go and take our black concrete and build a center row down the aircraft for a total of 17. Should stick 1 past this polished blackstone slab from the previous layer. We're going to place down 3 more polished blackstone top slabs and then 2 dark oak wood trapdoors to finish that off. Once that's done, we're going to go to our black stained glass or black concrete blocks here. We're going to place down 2 black stained glass panes, then 2 polished blackstone walls, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 black concrete blocks forward, a polished blackstone slab, black concrete, another stair, slab, and daylight detector turned to night mode. So it's going to look just like that there for the front nose. After that is all done there, this is going to kind of break the differences between their two sides here. So I would recommend going ahead and building both sides of the fuselage at this point in time that we have. So taking the right side we've done so far and copy it over to the left side. So you basically just have this line on both sides, because this next portion here is going to be a little bit asymmetrical. So I'll go ahead and give you guys a chance now. Again, you're going to build this side over to this side, and that's it. And then we'll go and talk about the asymmetrical bits for this section. So once you have that transferred over, the asymmetrical bits, it's going to first start off by going ahead and going to our gun here on the right side. We're going to place down a polished blackstone slab, a black concrete block, another slab, and then we're going to go and grab ourselves a chain. So we can grab it from up here in the front, and we're going to place down a chain that comes off the slab going back. The other side here, it's going to be slightly different. We're going to go to the black concrete block. We're going to place down a polished blackstone stair on top of it, and then 2 black concrete blocks back from that stair. So it's going to be slightly different. And then over here on the other side, we're also going to have where we have our chain and our slab. That's where those black concrete blocks are sitting over here on the left side. However, once you have both those transferred over, that's going to be the only differences here, and we can go ahead and just continue on with everything that is symmetrical. So we're going to go and then both sides now we're going to have 3 polished blackstone upside down stairs, 2 polished blackstone stairs back to back right here, and then 2 black stained glass panes going back along the side here. We're going to go ahead and grab ourselves some polished blackstone slabs. We're going to place down a top slab that's going to come off this chain. It comes off of this second black concrete block over here on the left side of the helicopter. We're going to go ahead and then place down 2 more polished blackstone top slabs back, and then a dark oak trap door. After that is all done, we're going to go ahead and then grab ourselves some polished blackstone walls and also some daylight detectors. We're going to place down 2 polished blackstone walls, 1, 2 right here, and then a wither skeleton skull going forward. And then we're going to place down a polished blackstone top slab and a dark oak trap door behind that. Once that's done there, we're going to place down another polished blackstone top slab here, another slab back, and another trap door. And then we want to go ahead and place down 3 walls that go along here, and then a wither skeleton skull on the front there. And then we're going to place down 2 top slabs coming off these last 2 walls here, just like that. Then we're going to take our black concrete, and we're going to place down a black concrete block on top of the top slab and trapdoor here, and then 1 more that goes forward. On this forward block, we're going to go ahead and grab an item frame, and we're going to place down an item frame like this, and then in that item frame, we want to go ahead and place down a black bed that's going to be rotated sideways like that, as well as a dark oak sign on the side of that block as well if you're on Java. And then on the back of this, we're going to place down a polished blackstone wall. To the sides, we have a little detail here. We're actually going to be going ahead and switching out this middle block. So this middle block here is actually going to be a shulker box on its side. And then coming off the shulker box, we're going to place down a ladder. Behind this, we want to go ahead and grab an item frame. And we're going to place down an item frame here. And on the right side, in the right side only, we're going to place down green. So I'll grab some like lime green concrete. I'm going to place down lime green on the concrete there, and a dark oak sign on the side there. On the left side, we have, again, the item frame, the same thing, but it's red. And this is to be the indicators for the direction the aircraft flying. Pretty much all aircraft have them for, safety and regulation and stuff like that. So that is what we have there on the sides there. That is what that is representing. So again, that will be the only difference here, which sides of the middle section there between the sides. So just make sure red gets on the left side and green on the right side. The very last bit here, or some of the last bits, is going to be the start of our vertical stabilizers. We're going to go and go to these walls right here. We're going to go to the second wall back, and we're going to build 2 blocks out to the side, a black concrete block, and then a black stained glass pane going back from it. So very simple there. Then we can delete those blocks like that. And then the very last thing here is going to be the addition of these banners. Now these banners are really straightforward. I'm not going to show you guys how to make them in a loom, but basically all you're doing here is you're taking a black banner, you're doing a line going vertically on the right side of one banner, and then a line of black dye across the top and bottom to go ahead and create this design here. And then the other side we're going to do the opposite, so a light gray dye piece going on the left side vertically, and then again your black horizontal lines on the top and bottom to create that design there. So just kind of helps highlight the wheel. That would be for the back landing gear, and really straightforward stuff. Also, we can go ahead and go to this front section here, to this piston. If you're on Java, again, we can take our debug stick, right click it, get rid of that wood, so it looks like that there for the front. Anyways though, with that all done there, that's going to wrap up everything for this layer. Just again, make sure you have your differences between the gun section and the air section without the gun. And that is going to be everything for this layer. Here's a top-down view of what that looks like. And we'll be going ahead and moving into our next layer, which will be layer number 4. Moving into our next layer, we have layer number 4. For layer 4 to go ahead and get started with, we're going to place down a black or another brick stair on top of this black concrete block here. And we're going to go ahead and place down 3 black stained glass panes, or full blocks, sorry, back from that stair. We're going to go ahead and take our black concrete, we're going to place down a row down the center here. This is going to be a total of 21 blocks, and then a wither skeleton skull on the very tip there on the back. We then want to go ahead and go to our 4th block from last. We're going to place down a black stained glass pane to the side, and then 1, 2, 3 forward. We then want to place down 2 polished black stone walls, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 black concrete blocks forward, 2 black stained glass blocks, and another black stained glass pane here on the front. Also, in front of this nether brick stair, we're going to place down a dark oak button. Not sure if I mentioned that yet or not, but make sure you add that button. After that's all done, we're going to go ahead and then go to the sides. We're going to go and go to our 3rd black concrete block to the side. We're going to place down another black concrete block to the side of that. We're going to go ahead and then place down a polished black stone upside down stair coming off that block. And then in this section here, we're going to place down 2 wither skeleton skulls back to back like this. Behind this, we're going to go ahead and take our black concrete. We're going to build a row of 2. Then a second row of 2, and then we're going to build 1, 2 going back on this inner row. On the sides, we're going to take our polished andesite top slabs. We're going to build 1, 2, and then 1 out to the side, so you have this kind of L shape like that. Then taking our black stained glass panes, we're going to go ahead and go back 1, 2 black stained glass panes, then a black concrete block, and another black stained glass pane that goes back just like that. With that done, we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves an item frame. And also iron bars. We're going to place down an item frame here on the side of this glass pane, and then an iron bar in the item frame just like that. So it's going to look like that on the side there. With that all done, going back to this section here, we're going to place down a polished blackstone top slab coming off this wall here, and then a second slab back, 2 more slabs like this, and then we're going to place down 2 black concrete blocks on top of the glass pane, and this block here just like that. And after that's all done, we're going to place down a dark oak trapdoor coming off the side of this black concrete block facing forward. Then going ahead and go into the back section here, go into this glass pane. We're going to place down an item frame. In that item frame, we want to go ahead and place down a light gray concrete block and then a black or a dark oak sign across the side there if you're on Java. And then the last thing we need to do here is we're just going to go ahead and go to our wings. For our wings here, we're going to take our black carpet and we're just going to cover up the polished black stone walls here and the slabs and also the dark oak trapdoors. And the very last thing here for the little pods on the tip of the wings is we're going to place down a dark oak trapdoor on top of the shulker box and then a polished blackstone slab back from it. So it's going to look like that there for those pods. Anyways, though, once that's all done there, that's going to wrap up everything we have here for this layer. Again, you're going to take the right side, copy it over to the left side, and here's what you should have for the top-down view with this layer complete. Anyways, with that all done, we'll be going ahead and moving into our next layer, which will be layer number 5. Moving into our next layer, we'll be going ahead and moving into layer number 5. For layer 5, to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to place down another brick slab that's going to go on top of this black stained glass block here in the center. We're going to place down a polished blackstone slab behind that, followed by a piston, 2 black concrete blocks, then a block on the other right, a polished blackstone stair like so. Then we're going to place down a row of 3 of black concrete, and then right here we have a row of 3 of pistons. Now an alternative to the pistons here would be another black concrete block, a polished blackstone stair, and a polished blackstone slab as an alternative. But again, here the pistons are going to be your best bet for my Java players, so go ahead and make sure you do those. Now after those 3 pistons or 3 blocks, we're going to place down 3 polished blackstone slabs back. Then we have our 2 daylight detectors, make sure they're turned to the night mode, a polished blackstone wall, a polished blackstone slab, another piston, this can be substituted out for a stair, so like that. And then we're going to place down 3 black concrete blocks back from that piston like that. Once that's done for your vertical stabilizers, we're going to place down a polished or black concrete block here, polished blackstone stair, and then we're going to take our black carpet and just place it on top of those slabs, as well as these walls and glass panes right next to them, so like that. We're going to go then place down 2 polished blackstone slabs coming off these 2 right here, and then going forward we're going to place down 3 pistons, 1, 2, 3, 4 black concrete, another polished blackstone stair, another black concrete block, polished blackstone stair, polished blackstone slab, and then we're going to place down 2 wither skeleton skulls going forward like that. Once that's all complete there, we're going to go ahead and then go to the sides. We're going to place down a polished blackstone stair here, and another stair directly behind it. We're going to place down 2 wither skeleton skulls back to back, just like that. And then we want to place down our black concrete, 1, 2, 3, 4 black concrete back, 1, 2, polished blackstone stair, and another corner stair like so. Once that's all done, we're going to place down a polished andesite full block like this. And we're also going to go ahead and grab our end rods, and we're going to place down an end rod that goes kind of horizontally like this, and then one coming off this polished andesite block. Now, if you're on Java, we're going to be using the same iron door trick we used before. So again, using our debug stick here and putting these on both ends of the end rods to go ahead and close them like that, and trying to create these exhausts for the aircraft. If you are not on Java, I'd recommend going ahead and probably using dark oak or birchwood trapdoors as an alternative, though they are definitely not going to look as good as the iron trapdoors. So just keep that in mind. And then taking our dark oak, wither skeleton skulls, we're going to place down 3 skulls here along the sides to go ahead and finish that up. And once that's all done there, that is going to wrap up everything we have for that. So we can go ahead and take the time now to go back here to this piston, and just to kind of modify this, we can place down a dark oak sign on both sides of it, and we can also go ahead and take our debug stick and right click that, as well as we can also go ahead and do the same thing here for this midsection here. So we can just go ahead and take our debug stick and just go ahead and right click all those pistons there, and same thing for up here in the front. Now, if you are on Java, we can go ahead and also add one optional feature, and that's going to be on the side here. We're going to go and place down a block that comes off this slab, and we're going to go and grab ourselves a lever, place down a lever on the side of this block here to the right side, take our debug stick, selected face, we're going to go and set that to floor, and then left click this selected facing, we're going to go and rotate this so it faces forward, just like that. And that's going to basically create what we have there for the front there, just some, again, more detailing and stuff like that for it. So again, here is a top-down view of what that should look like for the helicopter, and with that, we'll be going ahead and moving into our next layer, which will be layer number 6. So moving into our next layers, we're actually going to be going ahead and jumping into layers 6 through 9. Now this here is just going to cover basically the top detailing here for the fuselage and the vertical stabilizer, so it's really not going to be too big of a group of layers. And then after that, we'll be going ahead and moving in solely into the rotors and getting those all built up and everything. Anyways though, to go ahead and get started before we jump into everything for this layer, I do want to go ahead and real quickly mention that we do have the numbering on the side of the aircraft. Now this is something I forgot to cover in the previous layer, but basically on this polished blackstone stair here and the second one right behind it, you can place down a 2-digit number. It seemed like a lot of the black sharks had it in a yellow, so that's why it's yellow right here. You have enough room to do a 2-digit number, so you can kind of pick and choose whatever you want. For me, I just did 24, which I think might be based off a real example. But yeah, it's just 24 on the side there, and that's just done up in black banners with yellow numbering, and I'm not going to cover that, how to make those banners in this tutorial. There are plenty of tutorials out there that do cover how to do number banners. Just make sure you do the actual letter or the actual number in yellow and then the background black. So that's about it for that. Anyways though, when it comes to building the aircraft here, we're going to start off by going ahead and placing down a dark oak trapdoor on top of this block here, and then one more out to the side. We're also going to place down a wither skeleton skull that's going to go forward from this slab here, and we're going to place down another trapdoor that's going to go on top of this polished andesite block, as well as 2 polished andesite slabs on top of those end rods, like that out to the sides there for the exhaust. We're also going to go ahead and take our item frames. So grab those. We're going to build 1, 2, 3 item frames down the center here with iron bars to the side, or in those item frames. And then in the middle space here, we're going to place down a wither skeleton skull like that, with the face facing toward the back. So it's going to look like that there. After that, go into this back section here. We're going to place down a black concrete block on top of this block here, and then a second block behind it, so you have a row of 2, and then a polished black stone wall. We're going to go on top of this black concrete block, place down another wall, black concrete, another wall behind that, so it looks like this. And then again, a black concrete block going up here in the center, and then a black stained glass pane to both sides. And then lastly, a polished black stone slab on top of that black concrete block like that. So that's going to finish off what you have there for the vertical stabilizer of the aircraft. And once you have that done, just make sure you transfer these details here over to the sides, and that's going to be it for the fuselage of the helicopter. And with that, we're going to be going ahead and moving in to our next section, which is going to be covering the rotors. Alright guys, so when it comes to going ahead and set up our rotors, they're a little complex, so just kind of bear with me with this, but it's going to be really cool once we have the finished project done. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Now the first thing we're going to do is we're going to place down a block another right here on top of this section here. Pretty straightforward stuff. And we're going to go ahead and then place down a flower pot in this section. We're going to place down a temporary block right here, and we're going to place down a wither skeleton skull coming off this here to the right side. We can then delete that block like that. Over here on this side, we're going to place down a wither skeleton skull coming off the block another right here, and then also a wither skeleton skull that's going to be in this section that's going to come off this dark oak with trapdoor. So it's going to kind of create a shape that looks like this. Now once you have that all finished there, we want to go ahead and then place down a polished black stone wall. So let me grab that real quick, and we're going to place down a wall that goes on top of this block of netherite, and then we're going to place down a second block of netherite up from that. Now coming off this wall, we're going to place down 2 stone brick top slabs forward, a stone brick top slab to the side, and then one more diagonal. And then completely coming off a diagonal here from this wall, we're going to place down again 2 stone brick top slabs. So again, straight at an angle here. So this is what it's going to look like from up above. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to go and go to the top of the zombie heads here, or the skeleton skulls. We're going to place down a chain here, and a chain right there. We're going to go and then take our dark oak wood fence gates. We're going to place down a fence gate here, and or rather, sorry, it's going to be a fence gate like this, and we're going to open this up to the side here. We're going to go and then place down a wither skeleton skull that's going to come off the side of this fence gate like that. We're going to place down another fence gate here, open this up toward the front, another wither skeleton skull coming off this fence gate here, and then this section here, we're going to place down another fence gate that's going to go on top of this here, or like this, and we're going to open up this way, and another wither skeleton skull like that. So again, just kind of shaping this around here. It's again a little funky, but it all comes together in the end. Now what we're going to do next is we're going to place down a chain on top of this wither skeleton skull, on top of this one, and on top of this one. So like that. Then we're going to place down a polished black stone wall that goes up like this, and then a block of netherite on the very top of that. Now on this block of netherite, we're going to go ahead and take our stone brick. We're going to build 2 stone brick slabs going toward the back. Then we want to go ahead and place down 2 stone brick slabs going off at an angle like this from this side, and then going off the side of the block, we're going to place down a stone brick slab here, and then one more back like that. So it's going to look like this here. Now once we have that all done, we're going to go ahead and then place down a wither skeleton skull that's going to sit on top of this block here, and then we're going to place down a wither skeleton skull that's going to be on this side. So it's basically going to look something like this here for it. So a bit of a weird design, I know. It's funky for sure, but that's going to be the kind of the main setup there for your props. We'll also go from these stone brick top slabs, and we're going to go ahead and build a end rod out to the side here like this, following that diagonal. Then an end rod coming off this slab here, and then this slab, and then up here the same thing. So again, kind of going out back and diagonal. And then over here, we're going to have one out to the side, and one out to the side like that. So that's going to just kind of help set us up there for our blades. And we're going to go ahead and now move into our helicopter rotor blades. Alright guys, so going ahead and moving into our blades. The first blades we're going to start off with are easy ones. They're just our straightforward ones, real simple stuff. We're going to go off to this just kind of straight row of 2 stone brick top slab, the end rod. We're going to place down a row of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 polished blackstone top slabs. And then we're going to place down just a random block on the very tip here that you can delete later. We're going to take our wither skeleton skulls, turn on the second one. We're going to place down wither skeleton skulls on this right side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And also on this block here, so you have a total of 12. You can then delete that block, and you get this shape here for your straight out blade. We're going to do the same thing on the back here. So on this upper kind of rotor system, we're going to go ahead and place down again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Let me go and double check the count there because I was might be a little bit off, but yeah, that's 12 right there. So it's going to go back like this. Again, we're going to place down our block, and we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to place our wither skeleton skulls, except this time they're going to be on the left side. So we're going to go and again do the same thing. You're going to have it on that second block there and stick out one. We'll delete that block, and that's going to be your other blade that sticks back. Now the next set we're going to be going ahead and doing is going to be our diagonals. So for our diagonals here, we're going to be going out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So really straightforward. We're going to go and go off this end rod with our slabs. We're going to place down our top slabs here, and we're just going to go and go diagonal of 9. So we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then taking our wither skeleton skulls, we're going to place it on the kind of forward side. So this side here, we're going to place down 1 coming off this one, so it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, just like that. And then going up to our top blade here, so again, it's gonna be this one right here. We're gonna go ahead and place down our half slab this time. So we have a half slab, and again, it's gonna be 9. So we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So like that to the side. And again, taking our wither skeleton skulls, these ones here are going to be on the side facing toward the back. So we're going to place down a wither skeleton skull here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, just like that. So that's going to complete that blade. So the next section we'll be working on is going to be this diagonal one here. And this one's a little bit more complex, so just make sure you're paying close attention to what we're doing here. But we're going to start off, we're going to place down a polished blackstone top slab that's going to come off that end rod at an angle here. We then want to place down 2 top slabs like this, and then we're going to go ahead and go 1 forward, and then 2. Then we want to go and go 1 diagonal from this one. We're going to go and go back 1, so you have 2 here. And then we're going to go forward 1, and then 1 more, so you have 2. Again, we're going to go diagonal. We're going to place down 1 slab like this, then a second slab, 1 forward again, 1 slab out to the side, and then we're going to go and go 1 slab diagonal, and then a second slab diagonal just like that. So it's going to kind of create this shape here for the blade. And then taking our wither skeleton skulls, we're going to kind of fill in this area a little bit. So we're going to place down a wither skeleton skull here, 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 and then along the side here. So 1, 2, just like that. So really simple stuff there, and we're going to do the same thing up here. So we're going to go with half slabs this time, so 1 diagonal. We have 1, 2, then 1, 2, then we have 1 diagonal, 1 more back, so you have 2 again, 1 forward, and then a second one forward. And then again, we're going to go diagonal here with 1, 2, 1 forward, 2, and then we're going to go diagonal 1 and 2. And then again, taking our wither skeleton skulls, we want to make sure we place them on the side facing forward. So this side here, we're going to place down a wither skeleton skull in this space here, 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 and here. So just like that there for that blade, and that's going to create those blades there. And here's what it will look like from the top down view once you have that all complete. So with that all done there, that's going to pretty much wrap up what we have there for those blades. You know, again, kind of a complex system there, but once you have them set up and good to go, they're all good. So that's going to be it for the rotors, and the very last thing we have really to cover here is going to be the landed version. So those of you that are interested in that version, we're going to be going ahead and moving into that one next. But with that, that's going to complete the in-flight version, and let's go ahead and move on to the landed version. So going ahead and getting started here with the rear landing gear, we're going to be going ahead and going to this section here, and we're going to go ahead and start off by deleting these banners and these polished blackstone stairs. We don't need those, we can just go ahead and get rid of them. What we're going to do next is we're going to go ahead and go to this second black stained glass pane here. We're going to delete that and place down a stone brick wall in its place. Now coming down from the stone brick wall, we're going to place down a stone brick upside down stair. And then we're going to go and drop down from the stone brick upside down stair with a stone brick top slab. On top of this top slab, we're going to place down a lever, have it flick toward the stair here. And then we're going to place down a polished blackstone stair coming off the side of this slab. 1 more stair behind that, and then 2 stairs back to back on top of that. So it's basically going to go ahead and set up this wheel like that. We're going to go ahead and take our same banners that we used up there, and we're going to go ahead and do that same design there on the side there to go ahead and complete that wheel. And you'll take that same design and just copy it over to the other side for the both rear landing gear. Now when it comes to the front's even easier. We're going to be going ahead and going into this section here. We're going to break this polished blackstone slab right behind that piston. We're going to place down a stone brick wall in its place, and then a stone brick top slab underneath it. This can be followed with a block of coal to both sides, and then a light gray banner with this design. Now this light gray banner, really simple again, it's a light gray banner, black border, black horizontal line for the center, and you're just going to place this on the side of these blocks of coal. So again, really straightforward stuff there, and that'll finish that off. Then, you know, just make sure you grab your debug stick if needed, and just go ahead and make sure you repair that piston if you do have a place. So just go ahead and give it a right click there to go ahead and reset it. But anyways though, that's going to wrap up everything we have there for the landed and in-flight version of the Ka-50 Black Shark, and all that fun stuff. So with that, if you guys do end up using this design, I do ask you guys give me proper credit for it. This could be anything from a sign on the build, link to my channel, or this video if this does appear in your social media sites. As long as you guys give me proper credit for the build, you're free to for projects you guys are working on. In addition, a big thanks again to Derek Frost Westbrook for commissioning this build, and if you guys are interested in commissioning a build for yourself, definitely feel free to reach out to me via my Discord server or through my email, garrett2x4@gmail.com. With that though, thank you guys again so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This has been Garrett2x4, and I'll see you guys next time.